Okay, so let's take a look at the verse section here and All on the Watchtower. This entire song is pretty much built around 3 chords. All right, the chords that we used in the intro. We're going to play them in a little bit different way here for the verses. So we have the same chords pretty much. We have the C sharp minor, the B major, and the A. Now what's going on in this is there's a lot of acoustic guitar underneath it playing basically that rhythm, that chord progression, which is just the C sharp minor to that B, back to the B, and back and forth, just all over it, over and over again. Okay, and over that, Jimi Hendrix is sitting there and he's playing a lot of fills and doing lots of little lead fills over it. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of put them both together here in a little way so you can actually play it together. And we're going to play these chords and this chord progression kind of like Hendrix liked to finger the chords. And now let's take a look at that real quick. Instead of the full C sharp minor chord, we're going to have the thumb over here on this 9th fret. I'm just going to reach over. You know, Hendrix is real famous for this thumb technique on his chords. And then we're going to take your first finger and bar it across the 2nd and 3rd strings in the same 9th fret. Then you're going to take your 3rd finger and place it at the 11th fret on the 4th string. Now that 5th string is being muted by either the underside, the tip of the thumb, or the tip of the 3rd finger, or both. And that's how he'd like to play those bar chord shapes. Then he'd come down to the major and pretty much keep the same shape in your hand, but add the 2nd finger at the 8th fret there. So now it's just 7, 8, 9 on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. And you still got the thumb down here. And you're still muting that 5th string. And then down to the 5th fret, the same shape. And back up. So we got this. Okay, so a lot of the fills come towards the end of the riff, the chord progression every time. Now what I did on the performance video is I did fills that he does in the solo, but I didn't, obviously he's improvising it, so you're actually going to get more out of it to kind of create your own, like he's doing. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and I'm going to show you what I played on the recording. I tried to keep the recording you know, something that's you know, it's the same every time, so you can practice and you can play along with what I'm doing. And they are fills that Hendrix does use, but the way he does things, it's an improvised kind of affair, and there's it's kind of a random approach. So first of all, what am I doing in the video? So I do the chord progression, and then I do a slide to the 11 on the 5th string, and then come over to the 4th string and do hammer on 9, 11, and pull back off to 9. And then I go, so that whole with the chord progression. Then back through the chords again. And then I take the 9s, the 2 9s on the 2 middle strings, and slide them up to 11 and back down. Sometimes you can finger like this. I like to kind of finger it like this a lot because it can really put, you know, some vibrato into the notes. That's just the 2 middle strings, the 9th fret, slide it up to 9 and back, slide it up to 11 and back down to 9. All right, so that came at the end of the 2nd chord progression. Then we go back through the same chords again. Then I do this. I do that slide to the 11th from the 9th fret again on the 5th string. And then I pick the 9th fret on the 3rd string and bend it up a whole step and come back down to the 9 to come back, release the bend again. So it's like, all right, and then the 4th time I play it, I just do the chords, so like bringing that back up to that B to start back over. So I'm doing those 4 chord progressions with those the fill, the first fill, the second fill, the third fill, and then the full chord progression on the 4th time through, and then I repeat that twice for each verse. So that gives you a flavor of kind of what he's doing. But what he's really doing, and what you should be doing when you're playing this on your own, is you're basing your licks out of this C sharp minor pentatonic scale. So let's go through that scale shape real quick. It's at the 9th fret on the 6th string, 9/12, then 9/11 on the next 3 strings. So on the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string, you're just playing 9/11 with your 1st and 3rd. And then back to 9 and 12 for the last 2 strings, the 2nd and the 1st. So we have. And then back down. All right, now what he does, you can notice that there's 9s across the board here. So you can take any 2 adjacent strings and do stuff like that, or he'll do hammer-ons and he'll combine it with those 2 notes. So he'll like play these 2 middle notes and so he creates all of his fills out of this little. So just do stuff like that. Just base it out of that basic C sharp minor pentatonic shape. And you can really get that whole vibe going. And at the end of each chord progression through the verse, just throw little fills in there. You can listen to what he's doing for inspiration. But like I said, he'll never do the same thing twice again. That's when you have parts of music like that, they're so improvised and they're so random that the player themselves is not going to play the same way twice, because that's not really the essence of the song. The essence is for it to actually be kind of an improvised part. All right, this solo does have its worked out sections, but for this part where it's just kind of random soloing, it's creating this sense of unpredictability. So that's what you want to get going with this chord progression. Just do what you want. You have tons of room to just kind of play around with that scale shape, but make it just fall within that. 95% of his fills in this verse come right out of that pentatonic shape. Okay? So have fun with that verse, and hopefully you can get a little bit creative with it and get some inspiration really by listening to him, and then maybe playing along with this video, and you'll play a few of the licks along with me, and then you can start going off and doing your own thing. The important thing is to know where it came from, and you know that now. So have a lot of fun with it. And the next lesson, we're going to start taking a look at the solos. Oh yeah.